Next up, we have Panacea from the Hyper Light Drifter soundtrack. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician, a composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what is happening here, musically. So if you like the sound of that, make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Two things before the disclaimers. Number one, we recently passed 4,000 subscribers on YouTube. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. I do not take this for granted. I am grateful every single day that we get to do this at all. Challenge for y'all. If we somehow hit 10,000 subscribers before Christmas 2025, I will take a fan fiction of the choice of the community, whatever y'all want, any one fan fiction, and I will fully produce and voice act said fan fiction for y'all. That we have to reach the goal with legitimate means though, so no account duping, no botting, no nothing like that. It has to be organic, it has to be legitimate. So yeah. And number two, before the disclaimers, if you're a member, a paid member on YouTube, I schedule the videos for the week on Saturdays. And if you're a paid member, you get access to all of the videos early, meaning on Saturdays, you get access to the week's videos. So consider becoming a member today. Two disclaimers. Number one, this is my first time hearing this track ever, so I will be pausing a lot and I will be speaking a lot as I will be explaining things and pointing things out as I hear them or as I realize them. And number two, this is recorded live on stream on a single take. I just stumbled upon my words. I will do it again. Whatever happens, happens. With that being said, let's do this. Panacea. Let's go. We start with a piano playing a couple of chords, giving us this. But something I want to point out: this is recorded with a live piano. This is a live recording. This is not digital. This is analog. There's something so special about it. It's like you can hear the keys of the piano moving. You can hear the sound. You can hear the microphone. Man, this is I love live recordings. I love live recordings when it comes to this kind of stuff. Let's see where it goes. I just wanted to point it out. With our first chords, okay, and it looks like those upper notes are our motif. We're just playing chords right now. So yeah, the motif being the smallest version of your musical idea, the seed, the essence from which everything else comes from. Right now, that could be a motif. It could just be that we are introducing the accompaniment, like we're just establishing the chords and doing an introduction. So it could be either way. Let's see where this goes. Yep, the motif. Yep, there you go. So the motif is now slowed down. This is the actual version. This is the actual motif. So I guess the first version of this would have been a reduction of the motif. Reduction just means it's faster. As you heard before, it was just the actual sliding through the chord. Now we're actually arpeggiating the chord, which is playing the chord one note at a time. So and always want to record a piano analog feels more personal. Might be the pedal hammer story. So yes, and one thing to note here is instrumentation. When it comes to instrumentation and orchestration, you want to pick the right instruments for the right sound, but also for the right psychological response. When it comes to a piano is a very, very, very good instrument that represents the individual. Even though you have the both hands, so it's more complex than just this. It symbolizes the complexity of the individual, because usually the piano is going to be played solo by a single person, alone. So it has that sense of isolation, while at the same time having that sense that to play the piano you need a certain level of training, of expertise. It's not that easy to pick up, and you need a good amount of training. So it gives you that sense of not just an individual, but a qualified individual, somebody who's there on a mission kind of thing. So very, very beautiful. And yeah, the live recording, the subtleties of the piano being of the live recording, that you get to hear the pedals of the piano moving, the individual keys when they move, when they release the keys. You might even be able to hear when the pianist breathes in. That kind of thing just makes everything so much more human, so much more natural, because those are imperfections that are not meant to be within the music, but that are inevitable. And it just adds an extra layer. So it doesn't matter if they're intended or not, just that extra quality, just that extra layer is just really nice. Let's see where this goes. It's for electronic mix? Okay. Variations of the motif. I think that was a violin in the background that played very quickly. New variation of the motif. We're speeding up the piano a little bit. Let's see where this goes. Beautiful chords being played. Very romantic. This is a very romantic sounding piece. Romantic not in the sense of, ooh, you're gonna go gushy-gushy with some girl. I'm talking about the romantic period. When it comes to music, there were several periods. There were several major periods of music. We usually start keeping track with the Baroque period. Then we move on to the classical. Then we move to the romantic. Then we move to post-romantic / modern, and now we have postmodern. Yeah, there are going to be academics that are going to fight me on this, but this is how I see it, right? So romantic music is a very, very, very special time, because classical music is very, very, very lovely, very elegant. The Baroque music is earlier music. Like, Baroque music is right after the medieval music. So it has those elements of earlier music. Classical music, it is very elegant, is very classy. It has a lot of elements. It's very, very, very cool. My favorite composer of all times from the classical period, that would be Mozart. But then with Beethoven, we start the Romantic period. And during the Romantic period, during the Baroque period, a lot of the rules for music, the rules are set. During the classical, a lot of these rules are followed to their full extent. And then the Romantic starts breaking some of these rules. And in the Romantic period, we get composers like Beethoven, like Chopin, Debussy, Tchaikovsky, Mendelssohn. We got a bunch of these composers that every single one of their pieces is just pure drama. It's pure drama. The melodies are full of emotion. The chords are just full of that from every single one. It's just a very, very different type of beauty that was not really explored in the classical period, mainly because the classical period was just seeing the rules established by the Baroque all the way to their logical extent. But then Romantic starts breaking through a lot of these walls and just expanding from there. And it is, like most people's favorite composers are going to be from the Romantic period. Like, you're going to have Debussy, Chopin, Tchaikovsky, Rachmaninoff, Liszt. You're going to have a bunch of these insane composers that come out of the Romantic. I just happen to like Mozart better, but that's neither here nor there. And yeah, for a very good reason, because the music is just drama. Every single piece has so much feeling to it. For example, Frédéric Chopin. An anecdote from him is that his wife dreaded whenever he got a new commission, because Chopin had the habit of locking himself in his studio for however long it took him to write the composition. But the problem is that he would get frustrated with himself a lot, and he would go on fits of rage, and he would very often destroy the furniture in his room. So whenever, like, his wife, there are some notes from his wife being like, yeah, whenever he gets a new song, I have to start preparing the bills for the new furniture. He's gonna break everything but the piano. And he would. Like, he would go into the studio and everything is nice, and he would just have to get new furniture after every new commission. Absolutely insane kind of thing. But then the music you get from Chopin is just beautiful. It's just complicated, it's beautiful, it's amazing. And it's just, yeah, that's the Romantic period in a nutshell. And this sounds very, very romantic. Valid, stop doing that. All right, let's see where this goes. Let's see where this goes. And ask her, remind me afterwards. We slow down the chords. Okay, a bit of melody. Part of the motif. Oh, there we go. That's the full motif, just very quietly. We are developing the motif, adding more to it. Ooh. Very lovely. One of the motifs here, part of one of the motifs here is the same motif as the intro sequence to the movie Up. Part of the motif here is part of that same sequence. Ba 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 ba. That is the motif from Up, and part of the melody. It's not part of the full motif here, but part of the melody had that just now. Like, that is something also that you have to keep in mind in music. There are times when you are going to just see that in music. You're just going to see melodies overlap and motifs overlap, that kind of thing. And oh my god, it's just, yeah. It's one of those beautiful things that sometimes you will just hear something that will remind you of something else. So this is from the Bribe list. Yeah, let's see where this goes. Slow down. This is very, this is very romantic in that sense. Let's see where this goes. We bring it back up, accelerating the chords. And yeah, it's very common, especially in the Romantic period, it's very common for you to make melodies out of full chords. Usually in previous instances, you would just you wouldn't have the chords move this quickly. You would just make one chord and make a melody on top of that, another chord, another melody on top of that, and you would just develop that chord in different ways. Here, it's just chord after chord after chord after chord, and it just has that really, really, really cool. So let's see where this goes. Very dramatic, very romantic, still revisiting some of those earlier chords. Let's see where it goes. Bit of silence, extending things. And one of the beautiful things about piano is that a lot of the times with piano you can engage in what is called rubato. Rubato is free-form time. There's no established beat, there's no established rhythm. It is just done, and a lot of times you're going to have rubato espressivo, which just means expressive. Just put feeling into this, move and just bend and mold the time as you see fit. Just do that and just make the song feel, make the piece feel as expressive as possible. So, so good. Let's see where this goes. Double S is in the other one? Oh, right. I always mix up these double letters one, yeah. New variation of the motif. Now, inverted version of the motif. So inversion is what happens when you take a motif, regardless of shape. So in this case, we had this motif going up. You grab that and you flip it upside down. At least when it comes to melodies, that's how it works. There's inversion in chords, but we're not going to get into that right now. Let's see where it goes. Very Debussy in many ways. This very, very nice. Watching this game, nice jazz. Nice. That sounds like it sounded like a violin harmonic, but I'm not entirely sure. We accelerate this again, doing basically a recapitulation. Not entirely. We're accelerating this, bringing those chords. Yeah, it's a bit of recapitulation, yeah. And what a beautiful piano piece. We engage in a little bit of a satie over here. Very nice. Making sure those chords are just very nicely played. And yeah, we do hide the motif in the chords every once in a while, which allows you to just continue making this over and over, to continue developing these melodies without engaging, without having to blatantly put them in the melody. The reason why so many of these chords are there is because they hide the melody, giving you that sense of familiarity without having it. It's a very interesting bit about just romantic music and how they re-explored chords. It's beautiful. Let's see where it goes. And these chords are just beautiful. We have this held chord. And by the way, these types of chords is called suspended chords. Suspended, it means that it's missing one of the notes that they will usually have, and they are replaced by one of the notes above or below that would determine the characteristic of the chord. And it's beautiful. It's a very, very beautiful thing. It's a tricky thing to do. But yeah, these are suspended chords, mostly suspended chords, which just give this sense of partial dissonance, but it also has beauty. They are more complex chords than what usually would get. Very romantic. Romantic period. This is all over the place. So let's see. New version of the melody. Like, at this point, this sounds, to an extent, improvised. Like, we are keeping the motif there to an extent, but it also sounds like we are improvising this a lot. So it's tricky to tell, because, you know, after the Romantic period, we also have Stravinsky, who came up with the whole planned improvisation thing. But this sounds, it sounds like we had the structure for the first third, give or take, and then we are doing new versions, new variations of this with improvisation, which structurally speaking, we would call this theme and variations. This is the type of structure that we have, the kind of form that we're using. We're basically doing the same thing over and over, but we're doing different versions of it. Let's see where it goes. Let's see if I'm right. Because now this is a little bit differently paced. Let's see. We'll see, Naida, but we'll see. Yep, variation, because we did something like this before, but it was slower. Very lovely. Let's see. Ooh, very, very nice chords there, giving us another version of the motif hidden in those chords. Let's see. We go quietly. Oh, and this is where the piano shines best. The full name of this instrument is the pianoforte. Pianoforte is the dynamics that exist in music. Dynamics is how loud or how quiet an instrument can be played. There's a difference between dynamics and what we nowadays call velocity. Not velocity, volume. Dynamics is what we call velocity, and just how loud or how quiet an instrument is played. Volume is just how much the volume knob is moved. And the thing about the pianoforte is that back in the late classical period, the instruments we had, the main one was the harpsichord. You had the harpsichord and whatever other variations we had of that, which is another keyboard instrument, but these keyboards were binary. These were binary instruments. You press the key, the note would play, you release the key, the note would stop. There was no volume, there was no dynamics to anything like this until the pianoforte was invented, which then meant you can actually play the notes quietly, you can play the notes loudly, and it's actually going to matter. And this is where this instrument absolutely just shines, because you can go softly, you can go loudly, and Mm. Yeah, I was surprised. Yeah, because in a lot of instruments, like if you take a virtual instrument of a harpsichord, most of them are going to have the dynamic variations, which is not correct. It's not historically accurate because the instrument itself was just on and off. So, yeah, no, it's one of those things that sometimes the producers of these instruments miss the point like that, or they just want to be like, yeah, now we have dynamics, so we might as well. So, yeah, no, but yeah, piano, very, very powerful for this. Let's see where this goes. Classically VIP, welcome today. How you doing? Beautiful. Yeah, variations of what we've done before. And now, yeah, it slows down. We bring down these chords. Ooh. One last run of the motif. Oh, recapitulating those chords once again. Ooh. Did I hear a bass there? Hang on. Oh no, that's just the piano. That's still the really low notes of the piano. For a second I thought it was a bass there. Oh my god, and there you go. And then the rest is just the engineers turning down the microphone. And there you have it. Ooh, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. There you go. Very chill, very beautiful piece. Panacea from the Hyper Light Drifter soundtrack. Absolutely gorgeous. Yep, really beautiful. Very beautiful piece. Once again, everybody, this has been the Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician and composer, and my objective here has been to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what's happened here musically. So, if you're watching this on the YouTube video archive thing, thank you for watching. Make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, at the time of recording, we recently passed 4,000 on YouTube. Thank you so much for being here. I do not take this for granted. I am grateful every day that we get to do this. Challenge for y'all: if we reach 10,000 before Christmas 2025, I'll take a fan fiction of the choice of the community. I will fully produce and voice act an audiobook for it. It has to be done through legitimate means though, so we have to reach 10,000 subscribers without botting or duping or anything like that. Go share the videos, go do all that kind of stuff. Let's make it happen, huh? And if you're a member, so yeah, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. If you're a member, you get early access to the videos. I schedule the videos for the week on Saturdays, and if you're a paid member on YouTube, regardless of tier, you can watch the videos for the week on Saturday. So consider becoming a member today. If you want to listen to this without me interrupting every 3.5 seconds, I will be linking it in the description down below. If you want to request a song, by the way, if you're on the live stream, you can go ahead and start requesting. If you're not on the live stream, go to the Discord server, linked down below. Go to the LFA requests channel and follow the instructions on the pinned message. And if you want to catch the streams when they happen live, we aim for Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central European Time. If you're not in Europe, the full up-to-date stream schedule showing in your local time zone is linked in the description down below. So if you are in San Francisco for some reason and you're like, oh, but what time is 6 p.m. in Hungary? I don't live there. Full up-to-date streaming schedule showing in your local time zone in Discord and Twitch. And follow the gaming channel. I have a gaming channel because, of course, I have a gaming channel. Games Are Basterd. It's where I put the recordings of the VOD gaming after shows that we do. Link down below, or just search for it on YouTube. Same username as James R. Basterd. Just swap the J for a G, and you got it. And yeah, there you go. There you go. Panacea. What a beautiful composition, man. What a beautiful, beautiful composition. But yeah, let's move on.